G'day everyone, Goober here with another Torchlight Infinite video. This one will be a rehash of previous tips videos, culling out all of the tips that no longer apply to the game, and going over just some generic stuff. I will make another video later on in the week, which will cover off on how to league start effectively. But for right now, we're just going to go over some simple tips. Alrighty, the first tip that I have is a very useful one. If you go to your control settings, you can change your key bindings. Now, I have found a very useful use for T is Dark Surge. So T is the town portal default. However, often I run Dark Surge and I like to spam it at the end of the map. And as I use all my skills with QWERTY, I have changed Dark Surge to T. I believe it's G or something by default. So putting it as T just helps a lot more. And then the odd time that I need to use Town Portal, I just have it set to Y. Going down the list, if you have Pact Spirit plans to quickly change between your Pact Spirits, I have 9 apparently. There is no key binding in the game that is set to the number keys, so I just find it very simple to set them to 1 through to 9. So that is the simple control settings that I have changed. If there is a setting like there was a couple of seasons ago, the Clockwork Ballet screen effects, you can just switch that on or off, whether you want that impact at all times on the screen. I remember a couple of seasons ago, Mistville, yeah, it was horrible. Anyway, that was easy to just switch off. Next up, we have Pact Spirits. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Pact Spirits and you are looking to set up a Pact Spirit deck, or set rather, the default view is just this here, which just shows you it increases attack damage, crit chance, and attack speed. Doesn't really give you any real details. If you just click this little up arrow here, it actually tells you the values that each Pact Spirit has, so it is much easier to find the ones that you want. This is especially useful if you go to the drop spirits. This doesn't really tell you much except for the legendary thing that this pet has. Scrolling down, you'll notice that most of these just say increased drop quantity, but they all do something slightly different. So I've just hit up. This one is for soul candle drops. This one is for desire crystals, fluorescent memories, etc., etc. So without that little up arrow, you'd have to form the pact, see what it does, and then it's really quite annoying. But that's just a really quick tip that took me a couple of seasons to learn. Next up, we have a couple of tips for the trade house. The trade house is getting a revamp next season, which is pretty cool. So you'll be able to save a couple of advanced searches. I might touch on that in a second. The first tip is you can go to each separate item and refresh the time like that, or you can just go down the bottom and refresh the duration of all of your sales, which is extremely handy. Quick little tip. Alrighty, going into the trade house itself. The first one, other than the refresh obviously, will be how to effectively find the best price item that you are looking for. This is going to be extremely useful at the start of the season because you'll have your fuel, etc. And if you're crafting, you're going to need a lot of flame sand as well as the new embers that they bring into the game. So instead of just searching and having this absolute cluster of I don't know what the best price is, you go back and you hit price check. This shows you that the best price is 0.024 per stack. Then when you go to search, do price filter, don't do total price, do unit price, and it was 0.024, and do 241, so it shows you everything in that area. So it shows you these ones here, they are sold, they're 23 to 1, this one's 24 to a stack, and that is an easy way to filter out all the ones that are just overpriced. Sometimes you'll get people that are trying to charge $999 for 24 flame sand, that sort of stuff. It would be extremely helpful if it just filtered this out. However, for unknown reasons, well, they say bots, but you know, whatever hurts a player, bots don't care about, because a bot can do the exact same thing that a player can do, just much, much faster. So why hurt everyone? Just implement it. Anywho, bit of a rant. The next thing is tied to your skill tree. So in your skill tree, if you want to reset your talents, it uses Oblivion points. Now, if you don't have Oblivion points, the game's default is, instead of warning you that you don't have, well, it does warn you, but if you're just clicking through, you're just going to reset and just go past it anyway. It will use your Primo crystals to reset. Never, ever pay with Primos to reset your skills. Yes, Oblivion points are going to be a bit pricey at the start of the season. However, if you put on buy and sell orders, then it's not going to be too bad. So you just go to items, Elixir of Oblivion. Currently they're pretty much worthless, so they're 0.35. You can just filter again, 0.351. And then you can get a really good, okay, the only one is sold, but you get the idea. You would buy those, then they drop in your inventory so you can resell them. However, if you just go to your stash, there they are. Just use them, and then, okay, that's annoying. So the max you can use at a time is 99. And then, as you saw before, I had about 200. Now I have 307 respec points to use in that fashion. The next one will be buy and sell orders. So buy and sell orders at the start of the season are extremely useful. Again, for placing buys for Elixir of Oblivion or Flame Sand. What, Leo?
I'm done.
Okay.
Can I have the pie now, please? The muffin, please.
The muffin?
Yeah.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
What?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Yeah, I'm the muffin man.
Okay. Muffin Man aside, the way that buy and sell orders is, a sell order is when someone is selling, when you are selling the Elixir of Oblivion, and buy order is when you are selling the Flame Elementium. So if someone is looking for Elixir of Oblivion, they come in here, whatever, and then the other thing that they can buy, or that you can buy, is Flame Elementium. At the start of the season, a lot of people will be trying to get the initial few Flame Elementium, and they will be basically ripping themselves off to try and get this base currency. So you can go through here, and someone's trying to sell 45 Familiar Nexus for 1 Flame Elementium. Obviously that's a complete rip-off. You can filter the price by what you want. So you would go down and go with Elixir of Oblivion. Item price, we'll just clear that. Hopefully this works. Yep. So then you would go through until you found one that would be Elixir of Oblivion, and then you would buy that. It's a bad example right now because it's at the very end of the league, and there's the trade is basically, dead at this point. However, some people are just trying to rip other people off right now. But that is how you would do the other way of this transaction. So basically, as you can see here, these are pretty much 2 to 1 at the moment. 1 flame elementium is worth 2 elixir of oblivion. So you would simply place your sell order of, say, 50 elixir of oblivion at the 0.35 ratio, which is 17.5. So we'll just go with 17 because you can't do a 0.5 because you can't. So that'd go up to 18. Then you wouldn't be the best best sale. If you want a quick sale, you would just do that. And then the way that this is, you would want to be selling flame elementium for more than 50 elixir of oblivion. So generally at the start of the season, you can make 2 to 3 x profit on every single one of these flips. You would simply go down to your flame elementium. As a very basic example, you would sell 17 flame elementium for elixir of oblivion, and at the start of the season the conversion is about 3 times, so you would be looking at 150 elixir of oblivion for 17 flame elementium. And then the next time you could just sell, you'd be selling 130 or so elixir of oblivions for 34 flame elementium, and you could just build up a bit of currency that way. Obviously, just farming is probably more profitable than doing this. However, you can do this and farm maps at the same time, and every map you just come back, collect your loot, put it back up, and do another map. I probably went into that a little bit too much. However, that's that, and let's move on. Next up, we have the official Discord. So if you're unfamiliar, you can get to the official Discord through the social tab, or the Discord tab right there. So that will open up and send you across to the official Discord to log in and sign up, whatnot. Now, one of the most useful things here, hopefully they bring it back a bit this season, is the Crow's Corner, where you ask questions, they get answered, and you get a Primo code. So every time a Crow's Corner is up, just head on over or watch one of my videos, and I'll probably have the code available anyway. And you can catch up on any of the videos and stuff that other content creators make, and chat to whoever you want in here. However, really keep an eye on the Crow's Corner. When one's out, the code will be active for a couple of days. Make sure you get your free primos from there. Next up, we have loot filters. So loot filters are a little bit tricky in this season. Hopefully it gets improved next season. However, I did a video on it. You can check out for a more in-depth way of creating one. However, you just go to the drop filter in the top right there. Here is the ones that I have created. If you get my loot filter code, I will be creating another one for next season. If you get my code and you're not in Asia, you can't just import a filter from the recommendations as you would normally. You would simply go to create from a shared code, and this is like creating a brand new filter, and that is where you would put in my loot filter code, and then you would be able to just use it like everyone else, unless I accidentally try and update it twice in one day. So the trap here is if you are trying to load someone's code and they've gone to update it twice in a day, you can only update, each filter can only be made public once per day. So if I update this in the morning and then in the afternoon I go, oh, I don't think I've updated this, and I take it off and reshare it to update the code, it won't let me. So if I try to do that twice in one day, I apologize. However, if you're trying to load someone's loot filter. This is probably why, or you're in the wrong region and you have to go to create your own and then do it from a shared code that way. Loot filters are extremely useful, and creating them is really quite simple. I'll just quickly show you my loot filter. It is very basic. The first thing that you want to do is hide all the stuff that you don't want. So it reads from the bottom up. So this, as an example, this will be hiding all relics, all hero relics. It'll just hide them all. And then the ones that I want to show are non-legendary hero relics. The drop has any B 2-2 affixes that have a total tier of 0-2, because you want tier 1 affixes. So if you have 0-1 here, it'll be trying to drop 2 affixes, which 1 + 1 is 2, so it can't drop. So you need to make sure, if you're just after a minimum of 1 affix, you could have 1 there, and C could be 0-1, so that'll give you a single, any relic with a single tier 1 affix, that would work. Or you can search for specific affixes if you want. However, if you are doing a turner for relics, you pretty much just want to smash them together and see if you get lucky and get something good. I won't delve into this too much. Go watch the other video. I will try and find the link and put it in the description below if you want to get more in depth into loot filters. However, if you are running through a map and you're not seeing all the extra garbage that's not worth picking up, and you are just seeing the good stuff, then you're going to progress much, much faster. The next one is a very quick tip. If you have a build, I haven't really seen one recently. However, if you are leveling up a build and you accidentally go over the level, so if your build needs a level 5 hardened or something, for example, and you accidentally go to level 6, you can simply go to the skill in here, click the little hamburger menu, and reset the level of the skill. That will reset it down to level 1. This used to be really beneficial for magical source and that sort of thing. You would have it at level 1, so it reserved 5 mana or something. I don't know if it's going to be useful next season. However, at the moment, it's not that useful. However, it might be. So just remember that you can reset the skill down to level 1. Instead of buying a level 20, you can buy a level whatever and reset it down to 1 if you need to. The next one is maybe not so prevalent next season, because everyone is going to get access to all previous classes. However, a huge tip is don't choose a really niche class. So what I mean by that is some classes are really, really easy to gear for. Boom Moto is insanely easy to gear for. You don't even need to choose talent points in the hero tree until you're at maps. Generally, if I start as Boom Moto, I don't choose any of these until I get to maps, because the minions are just ridiculously strong. This whole interface is changing next season. However, it's probably pretty similar. And then there are other classes like Iris, where you need specific hero memories and relics. Again, this is changing a little bit next season. However, there's probably still going to be build enabling legendaries that you need to get. So if you're looking at your build now and it needs a 3000 flame elementium item to make it work, unless there is a good alternative for you to farm up to that, I would suggest just starting a safe class like Bing Einhar or Boom Moto or Frostfire Gemma or something like that, just so you can get up to tier 7 and start farming and making currency as early as possible. And finally, I will touch on this again in the next video. However, if you are unfamiliar with the Netherrealm, when you select an area, it will show you the unique drop for that area. In Glacial Abyss, it's Tarnish the Stars and the Glacial Abyss Star Shard. In other areas like Blistering Lava Sea, it is the When Sparks Set the Prairie Ablaze. So unless you are farming in these areas, these fluorescent memory shards will not drop. So just be aware of what drops in what area, which map layout you enjoy running, and then you'll have a far more enjoyable early game experience. If you're farming something that you're enjoying, you'll progress through your character much faster. And hopefully this guy gets a revamp because he sucks. But anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I wanted to try and keep it short and sweet. 21 minutes is pretty short for me. I am really looking forward to this next season. And with all previous classes being available for everyone from the start, I think the early game is going to be a lot more enjoyable for everyone involved. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much.